Good evening, everybody. Kilo Delta 8 Lima Hotel Radio, POTA Boy. That's this guy right here. I'm joined tonight with Bill over here. Go ahead, Bill. Tell everybody who you are. He's the thumbs
I'm
up.
Bill, W0KAL. I'm in southeastern South Dakota. Let's send it over to Dave.
Hey, this is Dave, WD9N, over here in South Central Illinois.
Hey, I'm Alex, Whiskey 6, Whiskey. I am in southeastern Wyoming. Almost forgot what state I was in. It's going to be a great night, guys. A great
State
night.
of confusion.
State of confusion, my friends. Let's send it over to Bob.
My name is Bob, KE0QEQ, and I am in, we'll call it East Central South Dakota.
All right.
Over to our
Nice
special.
to see you guys again. You guys are all very good, close personal friends of mine here on the Discord and on the podcast here. Tonight we got our special guest, Hillbilly Ham. And what you got to say for yourself there, you old hillbilly?
Oh, not a whole bunch. Hello. I guess you guys don't really want viewers since you're inviting me into the stream.
We want all the viewers because
must have been desperate. You're digging the bottoms to call me up. But I appreciate you guys having me on.
Actually, we had you scheduled for
Next
week. But we had a wild hair up our antennas and decided to bring you in today.
Yeah, I will warn people if you're watching, you might want to be careful if you're not ready to jump into a stream. Don't jump into the Discord. Sonny warned me that you jump in the Discord, you never know when you're going to get pulled up. Well, it happened today.
That's true. That's a good point.
So is that kind of like Snake Plissken there? They keep dragging me back in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dragging me back in. Yep. You betcha.
So, how long you been a ham, Dave?
32 years.
Wow.
God bless you. Putting up with
32 years.
all these crazy shenanigans on the airwaves for that long.
Very nice.
Yep. 1994, I came in as a techno code. Of course, back then out in California, I ran into the Sad Hams because I came in as a techno code. You're not a real amateur radio operator. You didn't do CW. Well, what they didn't realize was I was already working on CW and was almost up to 13 words a minute. But I kept playing with radio, but I did not get real involved in the amateur world back then because of that.
I was going to ask, did that play a part in that?
It did. And I kept my license. I kept playing with radio and stuff like that, but I didn't get involved with clubs because it was really bad out there in California back in the 90s. Repeaters, to get on repeaters, real clicky. I'm an old CB'er. I still enjoy 11 meters. I mean, that was my gateway drug. But one of the things that pushed me to get my amateur radio license back then was anybody that's been around for a while remembers the old phone patches. So back in the early 90s, you did not, unless you were rich, you didn't have a cell phone. Mm-hmm. So it was nice to have a phone patch because you'd be going down the road. Sure, everybody, you want to be careful what you said on the repeater because once you dialed into that phone patch, everybody in that repeater could hear. But it'd be nice to be able to call the house and, hey, I'm on my way home. Do you need me to pick up something or something like that? Or in an emergency, get a hold of them to let family know what's going on. But even the repeaters back then, it was very clicky. And if you weren't part of the clicks, you got ran off repeaters real quick. So I made a promise to myself when I got seriously back involved in clubs and everything. When I saw that happening, I was going to call the people out that were chasing off the new hams and the new people that wanted to be involved in amateur radio.
Absolutely. Hey, looks like we got Mr. Vaughn in the chat. What's happening, Vaughn?
Yeah, howdy, Vaughn.
Sure
Hey,
Teal is
Vaughn.
with you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all
How's
that
it
other
going?
good stuff.
He's right. You could order a pizza on Phone Patch back then.
You could.
Yep.
You very well could. I actually have done that. Ordered a pizza on the Phone Patch.
Nice.
I sometimes wish guys would bring the phone patches back on repeaters.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never
sometimes I wish
experienced
you
phone
did.
patch.
No?
No, never did. But I'm kind of a late bloomer. I've what is it, 3-4 years now
Yeah.
that I've
I'm
been a
not
ham.
sure.
I don't know how well it would work with cell phones now.
Yeah, I was going to say you would be, because part of the rule on the phone patches was that was only to be used when there wasn't typical, at the time, landline phones available.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Gotcha.
Full bore. What's up, Miguel? Everybody say hello to Miguel. Miguel.
Hello.
yeah.
Hey, Miguel.
Miguel.
Good to have you
Welcome to
in.
the stream. Glad you
Yeah.
came in and made it over to the stream there, full bore.
Yep,
full
thanks for
bore
coming.
outdoors.
Yes, sir. He's one of our TikTok friends. We
Nice.
chat
Yes, he is.
fairly often on TikTok. We also do a little thing over there on TikTok as well. We're working on getting that brought up and working to where we can stream both platforms. So
Yes.
we're working on that. Bear with us. We're newbies at all of this.
And what do you do on TikTok?
You
Is-
TikTok
is-
things. You talk to ticks. It's cool.
Usually,
Or
I
you get the talks.
cut them in half or burn them, but okay.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, Sonny. I've got my youngest daughter screaming at me that I need to get on TikTok. I have had no use for that, and she won't leave me alone.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was totally against TikTok, totally against Twitch and all that stuff, and then it was KB started a TikTok, and then I made a contact with Vaughn and Julie with Howard.
Really?
What's this
Hi,
called?
Julie.
CRP. November 3 CRP. And I made a contact with him and Julie when they were activating Stone Mountain down there in Georgia.
Mhm.
And he started following me on YouTube, and he said, "Hey, I got this. Do you?" And unfortunately, at that time, I did not. So I started following him, and I'll tell you what: there's more hams. Excuse me. There's more hams that follow TikTok than they do YouTube, and I was surprised. So I started the TikTok, and I just started TikTok 2 weeks ago, and I'm already over 1,000 followers, and 98% of them are ham radio operators, and that's where I met Full Bore and a bunch of others, Waves and Wings. Our last guest that was on, Cheryl from over in the UK, that's where I met her. Great gal. We just have a good time over there. We do little live streams. I just got done doing a live stream. I was on live with Howard, Waves and Wings. And then Cheryl asked me to come over to her live so that I could talk about an event that her and I are putting together, which I'll get into that a little bit later.
Oh, Julie. Julie.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Jules, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yazu by heart, honey. I'm sorry. Yazu by heart. I got the solution. Every time you look at me and you see the ugly hat, just picture Vaughn and it'll be beautiful again. There you go. Love you, Vaughn. So, yeah, TikTok has been a very and I've gained subscribers on YouTube through TikTok as well. I've been a little bit stuck with the snow up here. We've been getting snowstorms right and left up here, so I haven't really been able to get out.
Yeah, we haven't had the snow. We've had the cold. We haven't had the snow yet. Well, we did. We had snow back in November. That's the only snow we've had this year. But man, the models are almost starting to agree. There's a couple that are kind of far out, so I'm still hoping wrong. But it's sounding like we're going to get walloped this weekend.
You might. It's coming that way because I'm pushing it. Trust me.
I don't want to hear that.
Dave,
Everything
you're not real far from me, so that means I'll probably get walloped too.
Well, you're north
I'm
of
in
me, aren't you?
southeastern South Dakota.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to come through more through the lower central part of the states.
Okay.
They're actually talking that 3-letter word down towards Arkansas and Louisiana.
You guys are
No,
talking
well,
about this. I just pulled up my forecast, and now I want to go get a plane ticket. Friday night, 20% chance of snow, mostly cloudy, and a low of -1. And then Saturday, a 30% chance of snow, and a high near 11.
Alex,
That's
you
a
can't
hat.
show me up.
How about
I got
that?
the original.
How about
I got
that?
the original. It's gonna be a POTA Power hat war here. I got
My camera.
You can't even get your camera up, sonny.
I know, right?
How about that?
That's what happens when I put this.
Huh?
That's what happens when I put this hat on.
Rookie. All the pride, no prejudice. Yup. Yup. I'm the boy. That's right. Okay.
Well,
so
I would
then,
put my POTA Power hat on, but I don't have one.
You know, I'd
Well,
probably been wearing a
you
Gacy
do.
hat.
You do. It's just right here.
Oh,
I'd probably been wearing a
You got
Gacy
shipped to
hat
the wrong
like
address.
Like
I just
Sonny.
haven't. No, I just haven't gotten it to him. I forgot to take it last time I went to see him.
Oh,
good evening there, Bill. Glad it's Monday. Kilo 8. Glad it's Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill's next for a hat. Vaughn says.
Oh, it's on.
They-
What was-
hey,
What was
Vaughn,
that, Dave?
real men wear pink.
That's right. I think we actually have a promotion going around for some of our youth hockey and our and some rodeo stuff about real men wear pink for some breast cancer awareness and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's
Cancer awareness.
when me and my daughter used to shoot competition archery. We shoot for the tatas. People, what?
Mhm.
And that's what it was called, shooting for the tatas. It was actually competitions. And every one of us, I mean, we'd either get a pink jersey, but usually every one of us on our arrows, we'd put pink veins on our arrows. I mean, I'm one of those ones. It don't bother me to wear pink. I'm secure in my manhood.
Oh boy, Vaughn.
Yeah,
I got a lock in my manhood.
No,
I guess I never wore pink because I used to have red hair,
Oh,
and that
you
just
got rid of that problem though, huh?
yeah.
I got married and had 3
Yeah.
daughters. Problems.
I almost said
Problem
that
solved.
comment, Vaughn.
hey, yeah, but you still got your hair, David.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
3 daughters. I have no hair left on top.
I think I have like 3 or 4 of them.
5 kids.
They're there somewhere.
So you two over there on my right. Yeah, I have nothing for you.
No.
Us guys here and here are in the cool kid club because we're in the bald kid club. Never mind.
Oh boy.
Whew,
Well,
I think
Dave.
we need to steer this back towards ham radio.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Are we going to wait up
think
go
you're right.
full clubhouse and we're supposed to be doing a POTA show?
Yeah.
Right.
That's how
Right.
you
So,
usually
all right, I'll steer it back that way, Dave.
Speaking of
How long have
POTA,
you been doing POTA?
thank you.
I actually really started POTA in 23. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like your first activation was July 29th of 23.
Yeah. haven't been able to get out much due to work to do much activation. That's changing this year. I hunt whenever I can.
Yep.
But
Hey, Adam.
I just enjoy doing radio, and I enjoy being outdoors. I mean, I'm an outdoor guy. I shot archery. Me and my daughter used to shoot archery all the time. So I enjoy being outdoors. So it's fun being out on the radio, and I like to go out places. That's one thing. That's when it comes to POTA in Southwest Missouri. Most of ours are conservation areas and places like that.
Yep.
But I like to find places where, like Table Rock, we've got some conservation areas and locations where they've got places where you can set up. And I want to be out where I can get people coming up asking questions. I want to grow this hobby.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And it's funny because 90% of the time, anybody that's been out doing ham radio outside knows one of the first questions you get: are you talking to space aliens?
Yep.
Especially if somebody's off frequency.
We had a guy
Absolutely.
come up to us. We had a guy come up to us last year. He says, "You guys understand you're not allowed to do that CB radio stuff here in the park."
Yep, that's right.
And we're like, "Yeah, it's ham radio," and he was a ham. He was just giving us a hard time.
He knew what we were up to. I think that was probably our second activation. I think that was with Richard. I think I got a picture on the wall of that, and that guy came up. He just pulled his boat in off the boat ramp, and yep.
We were at one activation, and it was funny because it's a ham that came up, and he's going, "What are you guys doing?" Didn't know about POTA. Come to find out, he was one that was mic shy, so he hadn't been doing a whole lot of radio. We got him on our radios there. I guarantee you, when he left that day, he had no problem going home, getting on his radio, and finally start talking.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never understood that. Well, I guess I kind of do, but what's the point? I mean, mic shy. Everybody that's out there is going to screw up a call sign, get tongue twisted.
I do it all
It's
the
going to
time.
happen
Every activation,
every time.
and
Every
multiple times every activation.
You
Oh,
bet.
I've got proof in videos where I was tongue tied, and I leave it in there.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So when I go
Exactly.
out, Richard actually papers logs when I go out. So I try and do it off my memory, but there's nothing left up there. So I'll be blah 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 blah, and I'm like looking at it on the paper, and I'll try and read it off the paper, and even that I screw that up sometimes. So
Part of the fun is laughing at yourself about it,
Yeah.
That's
Well,
part of
it.
the
I
fun.
mean, that's what this
and we
hobby's
have
all
a
about.
great time.
We were talking
What's
before
happening?
the show, and I told Dave that I was out kind of in his neck of the woods there last fall activating, and I'm so accustomed to the park that's 5 minutes from the house that I activate at that I was out there, and man, I was on a roll just going through them, and somebody's like, "What's your park number?" And I gave him the local park number. I was like, no, wait a minute, that's the wrong one.
I've done that several times too.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
Yep.
You get in that habit, and you just spit it out there. And you're like, nope, wait a minute.
For sure.
I think
Oh,
that's
I've-
key, just
and
to
I've-
have fun. And when you're having fun, the people on the other end are gonna hear it in your voice that you're having fun, having a good time. I've had people come back to us several times and says, "Wow, it sounds like you guys are having a great time." I enjoy every time we go out. I love going out. I love doing a voice POTA, and to me, it's just a good time. Gets
Isn't
me out of
that
the
what
house.
this hobby's about?
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
the way I look at it. It's about
Absolutely.
having fun.
What's this right here? All these people.
Uh-huh.
There's 5 people on the screen I'd have never met outside of ham radio,
Absolutely.
Yep.
and every one of them's a
Exactly,
character.
Well, other than me and the other guy are related because I'm his big brother, but yeah. I mean, we've actually met Alex. He came to South Dakota a couple times.
Yep.
And we've activated with him. So, and
Yep,
we're
that
looking
was
to
a
get
good
it
time.
with some other guys and do that as well. So,
The original
'cause I know
social media.
You guys are that's exactly it. It is the original social media. anybody can say what they want. I made plaques up that we've been selling it at Hamfest, because my wife's got a 3D printer, and one of the guys walked by and it didn't click, and he came back, and he was a younger kid, and he come back, he goes, I would have never thought of that. He goes, I grew up on social media. But you're right. Ham radio was the original social media, wasn't it?
Exactly. Hey, guess what?
You bet.
Yeah,
as long as you're, behave yourself, there's no algorithm to shadow ban you.
A little 3D printing too.
There you go.
Well, that's it. I mean, and that's one of the things that one of my goals this year, besides making radio and extra by April, one of my goals this year is to try to bring 5 new hams into the hobby. But I also wanted to help new hams, the ones that, and I see it at meetings all the time, and I want to start reaching out to those guys that they're trying to drive off by the way they talk to them and grow it. And I think POTA is going to be my vehicle to do that with here. I'm going to do some events to where I'm going to invite new hams out that have never done POTA. I was talking to my buddy. I'm going to jump on some GMRS repeaters that are local here. I'm going to start inviting some of those guys out.
There you go.
Check out.
They've already got the bug if they're on there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've talked about we go camping. Well, not camping. We go RV camping, glamping. A lot. And when we go to our local park, I think we're going to set up a table and put all the ham radio stuff out there. And we're going to invite a bunch of hams from the local club to come down that's never experienced POTA. So we'll let them jump on the radio. Another one of our good friends right close, he does CW. He's actually a CW instructor. And so we're going to bring him down. He's got some of the students that have never really used it for anything practical. I'm like, all right, let's get them down there and let's get them actually using it and making a contact. And you'll be right there, to handhold, we'll say. And so they can start making contact. And that's the way to do it. I was terrified of the radio when I did my first POTA because, well, what if I screw up and they're going to look at me different or what? That's not what it is at all. People don't look at you any different, and they're very forgiving. So go out and do it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's.
I'm glad.
Go ahead, Sonny.
I'm glad you mentioned that about bringing other people in and trying to get them via POTA, because I've actually done that with 2 people. I've Elmered 2 people into ham radio. One kid had his GMRS license, and that was all he had. Now I'm a VE as well, so that kind of helped out. And he had a Baofeng, and he heard me announce on the local repeater, hey, I'm going to be up at the park. Anybody wants to make a 2-meter contact on 520, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And he came up to the park and sat there with me while I was doing the POTA and talked to me, and I talked to him. And this was before I started doing the YouTube thing and everything. And then like 2 weeks later, another kid heard me on the repeater, the same thing, GMRS, no ham license. Now they're the one kid's an extra and the other one's a general. And, they both do parks on the air, do more hunting than, well, Brian, he does more activating than hunting, but Chris, he had some antenna issues, so he's kind of down right now until summertime when I can get over there and help him get his antenna up.
Well, and part of the reason why we use POTA is you get people outdoors at places like Table Rock. David knows what I'm talking about down there at the state park. They got a big pavilion. You can barbecue, have a get together like that. It alleviates some of their fear and their stress because they're out in an environment that they already like, and now we're adding in the radio to let them see that.
Just kind of nudge them out of the comfort zone a little.
Right, like with the club I'm the vice president of. Last year we took our trailer. We weren't completely finished with the upgrades on it, but we took our trailer to the Moore Expo. Man, I could not believe the amount of people, and there's still a lot of hams in the overlanding world, but the amount of GMRS guys coming through just by seeing our radio. And then I had my 710 out on our table, and it was actually perfect because the Florida QSO party was going on at the exact same time. So I was able to set the 710 up and start making contacts in the Florida QSO party. So
Nice.
they were able to see what I was doing. But it's stuff like that because our club, we do those kind of things. We're going back to the Moore Expo this year. Our trailer's completely upgraded. So it's not going to, I mean, it looked good, but us as the club didn't feel like we were putting our best forward with it.
Well, the fun part of what you're describing there is they're used to GMRS. You know, if they're out overlanding where they don't have access to repeaters, they're talking what? 10, 15 miles tops.
Yep.
Most likely, depending on what they've got.
Good evening, KE0 MAD. Welcome.
Then they go out and see you go, wait a minute, you're talking how many states away? That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening, Sean. That's a good buddy of mine, Sonny. He's probably, out of a lot of us, he's probably done the most multi-park roves. He just did one here. I think it was a 10-park rove he just did a couple weeks ago, where he goes goes up towards Kansas City, comes back down. But he's one of the ones that I'll be doing the POTAs with when we start inviting new hams.
Nice.
Like
Okay. He's got a YouTube as well, right?
Yep. It's Ham Radio with KE0MAD.
Yeah, I follow him. Does he do TikTok?
Hey, Sean, do you do TikTok? I don't think so.
Getting ready for the D-Star net. Right on.
I was in the Army. If we had things that were doing ticking, we usually called EOD.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't think he did.
No.
I'll just checked. I don't have him in my log. Come on now. We got to work on that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty I think it's pretty cool what POTA has done for ham radio, and the younger generation that I've seen come in thanks to POTA and to ham radio, and the interest that has brought has been really nice to see. And yeah, that's been something that's been really awesome to watch, is just that newfound interest by a younger generation.
Well, it's another facet that even the people that have been licensed for years, and they're in an apartment, they're in something deed restricted, they can't put up antennas, and they just struggle with, well, I can go out and put a ham stick out on my porch for a while and operate for an hour of an evening, and I can make a few contacts. And then they can go out to a park and actually put an antenna system up that performs better than what they can do at their house. And they're like, it opens a whole new world of ham radio to them. And there's people out there that are using those privileges that they studied and put the effort in to get that license. And now they're out there, they're doing something with it, and they're like, holy cow. And they're, they get off the computer, go outside. Great thing for anybody. Well, usually. Depends on where you're at, I guess.
Crazy is a lot of people don't realize once they get in the park, the noise level drops dramatically. You might be sitting at a 5,
that depends,
even a 9. That does depend. Depends.
We've got. You can ask Sean. I haven't been to it yet, but we've got a POTA park that the noise floor is like S9.
KFA.
Oh wow.
So over our main park that we go to, if you go back in the camping area, I think they got a bad transformer or something over there, because there's a lot of noise over there, and we just go over by the dock and there's nothing for noise. So
yeah, we got a park up here like that.
Is it a pad mount to underground? Maybe you need to go over there and kick the housing.
I don't even know where the transformer is. I actually kind of tried to look around for it one time, but
there's a lot of things anymore that can generate noise.
Go ahead, Dave.
Everybody I've talked to that's been to that park, it's power lines that are going over this.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the problem at the one park that we have. Except
very common.
you said it was an S9. Ours was like it was about 15 over. Good to see you too as well. Yeah,
But I
ours was
will
like
say-
15 over. There was no way we were getting. We tried making a contact, even on the 2-meter band. It was killing us. We had just horrendous noise for it.
Wow.
I don't
That's
think
one
I've
thing I
ever
was saying.
encountered anything that bad.
I have at home, but I've never encountered it at a park. But it was multiple guys that told me that was almost impossible to activate. But the one thing I will say about Missouri, our POTA coordinator, he's pretty good at when we point out a park to him, getting parks in. I think we've got over 500 parks in the state of
wow.
Missouri.
Wow.
Down here where I'm at, I think I've got within 20 minutes, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got four of them within me 20 minutes. One of them's about a 12-minute drive for me. And then I could probably do a 6-park rove if the band's played right in a half a day. With the parks that are close to me, and make the furthest park away, make it Table Rock Lake State Park.
So speaking of roves, and these guys have heard me complain about this story a bunch of times, but we decided to do a rove. One of the guys we go out with a lot, he's a very good planner, and he's excellent for planning roves, except for he doesn't plan in P breaks. But
Yeah, he does. He gives you a few seconds.
yeah, jump out of the truck before we get going again. Anyway, we actually did a 23 park rove. He wanted to do 25, but somebody wouldn't get their butt out of bed the next morning to get them. I might be guilty of that.
I don't know if Sean's hit the 30 park yet, but I'm pretty sure he's done 20 or 25 parks on a row.
Yeah,
Most
I don't know
The
how
23
many.
park almost killed me.
I'd have to go out of my area to do that.
That's
We'd have to get a hold of Richard,
unreal.
but I think we covered over 400 miles that day.
yeah. I'd have to go
ridiculous.
down into Colorado to do a rove that big.
I've got, well, I think I've shown on here before the map where I've got one park that, I mean, I could be at it in 5 minutes,
Yeah, I do.
and the next closest thing is a half hour out.
Yeah,
Well, see,
that's how it is.
They're all
That's
scattered.
how it is for me too, Dave.
Yeah.
It's the same
we're-
way for me.
Yeah, where
We're kind
I'm
of
at,
lucky here because the amount of parks we got, and then us being over on the southwest side of the state, we're right up against Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas or Kansas. So we could add those states in with the parks as well.
yeah.
Well, in your area too, there's, just because of the nature of the lakes and stuff, there's a lot of parks in a pretty good proximity to each other.
Yes, there is.
And we've got an area similar to that up here. Nothing that you're going to get, 20 or 30 parks, but 5, 6 parks, I don't think would be a problem, especially if the bands are cooperating with you. But I'm one of those guys, if I've got a good pileup rolling and the contacts are coming, it's like I have a hard time going, all right, guys, I got to go see you.
Yeah,
Well,
I like getting there and working the pile up.
Yeah.
that's the same way with me. I like doing that, but also the QR pig bug's bitten me again, and I don't know that 5 watts, especially since we're starting to supposedly on the downside of the solar cycle. I don't know
Right.
if 5 watts would be good for doing a rove.
I worked
No.
Julie today. She was activating. I worked her with 5 watts off of my ground mounted vertical from Illinois and Florida.
Was it? I guess it was a couple weeks ago when I went out. I took my 6200 out and the Alpha Hex 10. I had 20 contacts in 19 minutes. 5 watts.
Yeah, I tried to do an activation with my Hermes at 5 watts off the screwdriver on the truck once, and oh my word, it was.
What's up, Tim?
working. Hey, Gray Man POTA's in.
Gray Man's in now.
What's going on, Tim?
Hey, Gray Man.
Well, I've done. We would have had 15, but we ended up with 14 because of that one park. It was just so very bad. The noise was just terrible. Like I said, we had a hard time. Doing 2 meters just a month ago, trying to get a 2 meter cover. So it was a rough one.
Oh yeah, you can.
My closest park is 10, 15 minutes away.
Yeah, I think
the park I usually go to is about 10.
less than a mile for me. And but I finally picked up a little toy, so a little 480.
Ah, is that which one is that? The HX or the SAT?
It's the SAT.
Okay.
I like the internal tuner aspect of things. Keep it simple.
Yeah, that can be very helpful.
So
Yeah, internal tuners can be nice. Otherwise, you got to make sure you got a good resonant antenna.
Yeah.
Or an antenna you can tune around on anyway.
yeah. So
And
I
I'll
got
tell you what.
Trimag magnet mount for the top of the O250, and we'll do a ham stick. And then I did weld together a big flagpole type deal so I can put my painter's pole and an end fed up. So maybe I'll get out a little more this year myself.
Just
I'm
make you
down
some
with that.
ham stick dipoles and put them on a mast off your hitch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Well,
can rotate it too to broadside it, give it a little directivity.
I've got that hex tenor I can utilize, or I've got multiple ham sticks that I can throw the magnet up on the car.
Yep.
I leave
Isn't
those
it
in the
amazing?
car that way. Well, if I get a spontaneous activation, I've always got an antenna with me.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing what them ham sticks will do though? They're amazing.
I ran a mobile for quite a while. Yeah.
People
Well,
bad
you know
mouth
what
them, but they're
car.
good antennas.
You know what I run on my car? I run a ham stick.
Yep.
It's on my trunk. But I tried to do it to where I could have 40 meters on the left on the driver's side and 20 meters on the passenger side. I don't think I'm far enough apart from each other because I think one antenna is reacting with the other.
It's possible.
Yeah, very possible.
Likely, actually.
So I thought about taking my other tri-mount and just putting it on the hood of my car.
And drive down the road that way?
Jeff.
Look like a unicorn going down the road, or a narwhal.
Absolutely would.
Narwhal.
In the distance that you've got to work with on a vehicle, I don't think you're going to get them far enough apart to keep them from interacting.
I'm only a half an inch. If I could go another half inch over, I'd be good. I'm only a half an inch.
You're a half inch between the antennas?
No. If I could go over
Distance.
another half inch either way on both antennas, like go a half inch on the 40 meter over here and a half inch on the 20 meter over here, full inch total, I'd be golden. But that leaves like this much of my one magnet hanging on. I don't like that idea.
Doesn't sound.
Fire up the welder and you got it. Your car's gonna not look pretty anymore, but
My car don't look pretty at it anyways.
well, fire up the welder. You got it.
Bob?
Run her into my shop. Who knows? I don't know who's in charge. After today, I don't know who's in charge. So
You are, Bob. Congratulations, Bob. You are.
Yeah, you
Alex
just got
just
promoted
promoted
today.
you, Bob.
Ooh, what's that?
Alex just promoted you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to switch over to something other than sweet tea then.
Surprise these guys. This is going to require whiskey.
Make
Yeah,
the switch.
I might have to go down and visit the Hillbilly Ham. You might have something a little harder in the back of the shack there.
I do, but it's out in the living room. It's actually out in the kitchen.
I saw that look.
Oh, I gotta reach for it. I got a little Cape kilowatts and bourbon here, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for KB to get his own rebranded bourbon going on.
Yeah,
I need to see, kilowatt bourbon or something like that out there.
Yeah.
You should do that.
I'd have to try that.
So
I'm gonna try and get some coffee brand going for POTA Coffee. Call it that POTA Coffee. Alex.
so Dave, what's
He
the
worked a long time on the name.
Yep. Dave, what's the biggest draw to you with POTA? Out of curiosity, what's its biggest draw?
Being outdoors playing radio.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Outdoors is where I want to be at. I mean, I'm a Gen Xer. We lived outdoors.
Yep.
In the morning, we got up, we had our breakfast. As soon as the adults got up, we got kicked out of the house. And we were told not to come back until the street
liked it,
lights
whether
came on.
you wanted it or not.
You betcha.
Exactly.
You had breakfast?
I mean, oh yeah, we got up before the adults got up, so we could have our cereal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I wasn't that lucky. My dad always got up at 3:30, 4 o'clock a.m. every morning, regardless. And it was like, hey, go outside and do something. I'm sitting here relaxing before I got to go to work. And then he'd go to work about 5 a.m. and then we'd be able to come in.
There's usually up dealing with livestock, so.
Yeah. See, Phil and I, we got spoiled as kids because we were probably a mile from the Missouri River. So boom, we were on our bicycles or fishing rods or whatever, fishing the docks or out on the sandbars or. We did some stuff that was probably pretty foolish back then, involving the Boy Scouts and all that. So it's just, yeah.
Oh, I guarantee you there was foolish stuff done. There is just no video to prove the foolish stuff we did.
Exactly. And some of that foolish stuff I wish I had video of so that I could prove that I did it.
Oh,
I really do.
I'm glad there's not a lot. I seem to remember somebody turned me in for doing donuts in the marina parking lot.
It wasn't me.
Point that the other way. It wasn't me.
Yeah. I think you were pointing the wrong direction, Bob.
Oh, well, to me, my brother's up here.
You're pointing at Dave there.
Oh, Kilo.
Bill's over here, Dave's over here, and Dave's down there, and Alex is down there. And Bob, I'm sitting on your head.
So I want to ask Dave, what's your setup typically? Do you take a battery and all that, or you run off of a mobile a lot, or what?
No, usually if I'm taking my 710 out, I've got a battery I run it off of. But like I said, the QRP bugs bit me, so I've taken out my FTX has an internal battery. My 6200 has an internal battery. This weekend I just took the G106 out to test that radio out, and that one I had to take a battery with. But I just took a Biono 20 amp hour battery, and it'll run every one of my radios for an activation, no problem.
Right.
So I'm not running. I don't have it set. My truck's not on the road right now, so I don't have mobile in it. My wife backs me 100% in amateur radio, and she likes going out and doing the POTAs. The only thing she's asked me is don't install a radio in my car, please. I respect that. I mean,
she's licensed, but
yeah, I do know what kind of foolish stuff he did. He used to strap into an 800 horsepower sprint car, non-wing sprint car.
Nice.
Just a little fun.
Done that once. Not on the track or anything like that, but we were in the backyard and my buddy's dad had one. It had the wing on.
I'm pretty sure it was still SCRA then when he was running them. But no, he actually ran them on the track.
Good for him, man. Congratulations.
I helped the guy, in the pits with his a stock car, but I wouldn't get in it. He always tried to get me to get in the driver's seat of that thing to go test stuff or do hot laps or do this or that. And I was like, nope. He's like, why won't you get in that car? I said, because I know the second I sit in that driver's seat, I'm going to have one.
Yeah.
Well, you want to know how I cured? Because racing is in my blood. Racing and outdoors, that's the two things. That's why POTA drew me so much to it. Yeah, he's not lying. You haven't lived until you ran a non-wing sprint car. But to cure, because I was married with kids, so to cure mine, while he was running cars at these tracks, I was an official at that car, at that track. So I worked the track. That was how I cured my itch to get back in a car.
See, that's
So
the original drifting right there.
Let me ask a difference. What's the difference? Let me ask a difference. Yeah, that's a good question. What's the difference between winged and non-winged?
Well, non-wing.
Sean.
Hey, Sean, you want to answer that one?
Bring him in.
I was actually
Bring him
asking
in.
Sean, but yeah.
Bring him in.
Sean's a good guy if you guys want to bring him in.
Yeah.
It's very true, speed and control.
So I'm thinking the big wings probably you got a little. That's where your speed is at because you got the downforce, I suppose.
If we bring him in, we would have to drop one of us out here.
I'll drop down. Bring him in.
You gonna bail?
Yeah, I'll drop down.
That's gonna
Ask
be,
him, I guess, first if he wants to come in.
non-wing is faster. Okay.
Oh.
Cool.
Interesting.
Well, and like a non-wing, with the non-wings, you want to, especially at Paris Auto Speedway, we gave them a wetter track, a heavier track. Most of your wing drivers want a dry slick.
Okay.
To me, the guys that are really driving the race car, those non-wing guys. I've been around them both. I've been around all of them. Most of your wing car drivers, you throw them into a non-wing car, they're gonna flip it when they go in the first corner.
Oh boy.
Really?
There's very few people like Sammy Swindell, Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, Ron Schumann. There's very few drivers like those guys that actually could climb into either one and win in. Most of your wing guys cannot drive a non-wing car. Now there are a bunch of wing guys that are non-wing guys that get into a wing car. They'll figure it out pretty quick. First time they try to go in that corner and throw that sideways, they do with the one-wing car. It's a whole different ball game with that wing on the side.
So Sean, you want to come in? If so,
They're pretty impressive. All them cars are pretty impressive, really.
we'll shoot you an invite, and Bill, you have to do it via email, I think.
Sean should
Dave, what do you run for an antenna when you're out?
Well, it depends. My favorite antenna is that Hextenna because it tunes up real quick. It's non-intrusive. So when I go out to a park, I just set it up on the tripod, so I'm not staking anything down in the ground.
Okay, he don't have a way at the moment.
Okay.
I don't have to put anything in a tree.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like putting wires up. I do have Eric KD2HWD. He sent me his QRP cube, and I'll tell you what, that's what I had up in the tree this weekend with that G106, and his antennas just work. There's a lot of great antennas out there. I don't need none of the fancy wires.
That one look familiar, Bob?
Is that mine?
Yeah, mine's red.
Yeah, that's yours. I got it back. I got them all back. So I got to resend them. I had an issue. I had an issue with the mail. I sent out 2 of these, one to Bob and one to another couple, and it got stuck in the mail. Got lost in the mail. Ended up being in Chicago. So I had 2 more that Eric made, and I sent them 2 out. Same thing. So I called, got a hold of the mail, and I asked, I questioned, I investigated some things, or whatever you want to call it, and they give me a little hint about when to send and what way they are delivered. So I'm waiting on the right day. If you send it on this day, it's going to go up into the northwest. If you deliver it on this day, it's going to go down and across the south Midwest. So I got delivered on this day and not this day. And once I get off my rumpus, I'm going to deliver them on the right dates, and then they'll get it.
Real quick, Sean, are you a member of KB's Discord?
Kilo 5, Kilo Alpha Bravo. Put it in the chat, Billy. Anybody wants to come in and join the Discord, and we get to witness our antics at any given time.
So,
but back to the antennas.
yeah,
The Hextenna is probably my favorite because I can put it up in the dipole configuration, and it'll do all the way up to 40 on it. I can set it up in the 40 configuration with the radials on it, and I can actually, with the 6200, or actually even with the 710, I can work 40 all the way down through 10 meters, no problem with it. But the other thing I like about it is if I don't want to set up in the dipole configuration, I can set it up in a vertical configuration and run a counterpoise. So it's the antenna is a multi-purpose antenna. So depending on the conditions, because sometimes a vertical antenna works better than a dipole on the conditions.
Right.
Or your landscape, it might work better to get it down low and make it an invest, because we got some parks that are down in valleys. So take that and put it vertical and take my tripod and bring it down lower to the ground and make it more of an invest antenna, so it takes off at a high rating and angle to get out of those valleys. Now a wire is a wire is always going to hear better vertical when it's in the dipole configuration. That Hex 10 always hears better. But it just depends. I mean, I've got ham sticks that I might sit outside the car and throw that mag mount up on the top of the car and run the ham sticks. So it just depends on, is it spontaneous when I went out, or is it something I planned and decided to take out? I mean, I just picked up my second one of the Intellitron 33-foot carbon fiber mast. So I've got a 23-foot mast that's good for hiking into places, the DX Engineering mast. And then I've got the Intellitron. Yeah, it'd be nice to have the fiberglass, but I don't necessarily know that I need it with some of the antennas I've got, that I need that mast. That DX Engineering 23-foot mast, it's light enough and small enough, but it's still strong enough that I don't have to worry about. I heard too many people with fiber. They do come back down and drop into each other. They're splintering down at the bottom of them when they drop in. So that fiberglass to me is just a little stiffer, so I don't worry about it. Yeah, if I was doing soda, I'd probably want something a lot lighter. But right now, you never have too many masks. And Sean's, I mean, he's got spider beams. He's got the Intellitron. I think in his truck, I think he carries 3 masts at all times in that truck.
Nice.
But it depends on the where we're going out to do stuff. I would say if I'm not using the ham sticks on the car, my most used antenna is that Alpha Antenna Hextenna, just because it just works. I mean, if I can take 5 watts, set it up for 20 meters, have it set up within a minute or so for 20 meters, and in 19 minutes on 5 watts, do 20 contacts, it's doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
looking here on DX Engineering, that's probably something I'm going to have to run by the CFO. I'll probably get a hard no on that, though.
Talking about the 23-foot mast?
No, the Alpha antenna.
Instead of buying it from Alpha, buy it directly from Alpha or DX. Buy it directly from Alpha Antenna from Steve. And the one thing I will say with Steven, I'm not sponsored by him. I buy all my antennas from him. You got a problem, you send a chat in to talk to customer support. 99% of the time, you're going to be talking to him.
Oh, very nice.
His company, he hires disabled and veterans. And he's constantly giving back to the amateur radio community. He actually he's calling it a POTA park that he built, but his POTA park is on his private land to where you can go and camp and set up radios and do it. But if you walk less than 100 feet from where he put this pavilion in, and this is just down below from his shop, you walk less than 100 feet and set up on a little portable table right there, you're on the Katy Trail. So you're actually in a POTA park.
Nice. That's nice.
They're listed at the same price whether you're at DX or direct from Alpha.
Yep.
Yeah, but watch his website because he'll put stuff up to where you can make offers, and you'd be surprised some of the offers he'll take.
Oh, very nice. So it sounds like the bands were not real good today. I got a lot of solar
K-Factor's at a 7.
Yeah, I was not able to get on the band at all, but apparently I didn't miss anything. One of the guys on Discord shared this image here, and so there's how far the Northern Lights are supposed to be going tonight. So,
we have extreme solar flare.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
But
so
the bands might have been tough, but I fired up the radio and made a contact. One of the things that I tell a lot of guys when they hear the bands are tough, 90% of the time, it might be rough, but 90% of the times the bands are worse because everybody's going, the bands are tough. And nobody gets on the radio.
Nobody's on there.
What I find when we have events like this is like a lot of times, I'm in Illinois, you're in Missouri. Us talking on 20 meters, you're at the west side of the state, so we would be more likely to talk, but more toward the middle of Missouri, forget it. They're in my skip zone. And you get crazy stuff like this that goes on, you're going to get your 20-meter contacts on your closer areas that you don't normally get a lot of times.
Well, I actually worked South Shetland Island tonight on 40-meter FTA.
Sure.
Well, sure. I think it was it spring when we had those big flares and everybody was getting to see the Northern Lights all the way down to Texas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Julie
Those
don't care
were-
about band conditions.
And those
Yeah,
were
there you go.
massive solar flares. And to me, those solar flares actually flipped the bands. 20 was killer at night, and 40 was killer during the day.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can just change the propagation instead of the bands aren't bad. It just changed the propagation. You got to find the right band.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember that. Sonny, you and I were staying up till 2-3 in the morning. Remember, catching DX.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yep. And
Yes, sir.
don't forget about 6 meters.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always forget about 6 meters every time. And somebody will pop in there and be like, "Oh, 6 meters is wide open. Oh, I'm gonna go try that, squirrel."
Yeah.
Oh, the magic band. Well, see, I don't forget about 6 meters because 10 meters is my favorite band.
Oh,
That's just like I hear these guys saying that, but 10 meters is going to completely die when the solar cycle drops.
No.
If you know when to get on 10 meters, it's not going to completely die.
Nope.
This time of year right now, well, actually, towards the end of the year, like November, December, 10 meters usually opens wide open all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You just gotta know when to get on it. But when I hear guys go, oh well, you got to be on 10 meters now during the solar cycle. Yes, it makes 10 meters awesome during the solar cycle. But back in the 90s when we had the massive solar cycle, 10 meters was great. 10 meters was still great after the solar cycle was over.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for 10 meters, we would probably never heard about POTA because I was a technician, and that was, that little bitty spot on 10.
Yep.
And I think one of my first POTA contacts was, and he's putting out antennas, KJ6ER out of, San Jose, California. Greg.
Well, that's one of my first. Actually, that might have been one of my first ones. It was up at Stockton, and I did the activation on 10 meters. It was a rough day, and I didn't get it activated, so I never really got a log to put in because I did that one before George Carver. When we went up to Stockton in February, I think it was, Sean. Wind always blows up at Stockton as it is. It was so cold that it was bone chilling cold. We had a major fire going in the barbecue grill to try to stay warm. But yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, when they say the bands are dead, get on and see.
They're just different.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Get on and call CQ.
Yes, it was cold and windy, Sean. Very cold and windy that day. I made the decision after that one because Stockton's always got wind blowing up there. I am not going up there in wintertime and sit right next to that lake with that wind blowing.
That makes a difference having a lake right there.
Oh, I can imagine.
Coldest I've been during a POTA. It was me and a buddy of mine. We met up there. I was on my way home from work. He said, I'll meet you up there. We were on the phone. He's like, I'll meet you up there. I'm like, okay. So I met him up at the Geneva State Park, US 1952. And we sat there and we activated the park sitting inside my car. When we got done and he got out of my car to go to his car, we had to shovel off 2 foot of snow off his car. Literally. I'm not joking. I had to shovel off snow off of my car, but my car was a tank and it drove right through it, and he followed me out. I literally was plowing the snow with my little Honda Civic.
Nope, I am not going up to Stockton. Not happening. Not this time of year. Especially not as cold as it is right now. But yeah, I mean, you guys were asking me what antennas I use. I'll ask you the same question, David. What do you like to use?
Well, I built a system where I actually have a FT240, if I remember correctly, a 43 mix ferrite core that I wound a 1-to-1 choke on. And I made interchangeable elements to make half-wave dipoles on it. I mean, realistically, that thing's good up to 500 watts, probably more as long as you're resonant. Mm-hmm. And what I did was I got they're a crimp ferrule that they use for like when you put an eyelet on cable instead of using the U-bolts, you just crimp them on there. And I used 14 gauge polyethylene jacket flex weave. And I've got, I think it's 095 trimmer line, fits right in those ferrules, and it will crimp together beautifully. So I made my 40 meter element first, and I just drove a couple of rebar stakes down on the ground once I had that length. And then I made my 20 meter, and then I did 10 meters, but after I did 10 meters, I left the ferrules loose so that I could just basically add sections in, because for 10 meters through 17 meters you're only adding a few inches, so I can literally slide those up, and it's got the little plug-in connectors that you can crimp on the end of wire, So you can just add those in to get from 10 to 17 meters. So if I'm going to be running the higher frequency bands, I put that one up. I can run 10 through 17, just plug those up. And if I go, well, those bands aren't working, I need to move to 20 or 40, you lower the center down, unplug it. It's on, little spring clips like carabiners. You drop that out, put the 40 meter or the 20 meter on and hoist it back up. You don't even have to touch your anchors because I fixed those. So each one of those elements is the same length by finishing the length out with trimmer line that's non-conductive. And you just swap the elements out on the half-wave dipole. So I've got 10 through 40 basically on 3 different legs that I can swap out on my my center. Actually,
so 10 through 17, you made a link dipole, and then you've got one where you switch the other 2, right?
Do I have pictures of that on here? I think I do. Yes, right there. We flop that over. The toroid that I wound up is right there, and then that's just the red and green is actually silicone jacketed wire, so it's very flexible, and it doesn't matter that you're flexing and moving it around all the time. You can see there these bullet connectors. You just unplug those, you unclip that off there, and you don't really see it here, but the other end is the same. It's a crimp like this, but I don't have an eyelet in it. I just laid, because there's 2 holes in those for the wires. Well, one of them's the end of the dipole. The other one is the trimmer line that's crimped on there. So my typical setup for my local park, but I also have a screwdriver on the truck that I run. I'm working on designing my own antenna. I'm going to build and maybe put on the market if things look right with it and I can build it reasonably and keep it priced reasonably. I don't really think that I want to put another $600 or $700 antenna on the market. There's enough of them out there now. If I can do this and keep the price reasonable on it, I think I might see about putting it on market.
He's gonna build one and put it on the market and let me. He's gonna send me one to.
There's probably going to be some beta testing opportunities for people for sure.
Okay.
But I'm looking at designing one. What I've got designed right now will be a vertical, and it may possibly be completely self-supporting. So there is no guying it, no staking anything into the ground.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not. Right now, the concept I've got going on and where the design is at, it's probably not going to be the fastest antenna to deploy because being a vertical in the design I've got, right now I'm putting 8 radials off of it. That's a lot of radials. So you're going to have a lot of time in laying radials out.
I wonder what we could do with one of them aluminum military masts.
Jobs?
No, aluminum military mast. I got one of them. It's all aluminum, 75 foot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'd do 160 off that.
You'd have to load it.
Yeah, you'd have to load it.
I could load it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm looking at in my design is my idea of camping, which is right up here, you can see is going out in the wall tent. So this is my ideal POTA operation. I'm out in the wall tent with my solar panels and playing radios off of that. So I don't, and see, I've got, this set up in the truck. Well, when I go take the camp, I've got a small enclosed trailer I'm pulling that around with. So I'm not worried like the soda guys are about, look, that needs to be about 20 ounces lighter or 5 ounces lighter. I don't care. There's a 3/4 ton truck pulling it around for the most part, so I don't really care. I'm not a ultra light kind of guy. I'm a go big or go home. But anyway, the design I'm looking at now is probably not going to be something that's attractive to the soda guys, but the guys that can drive up relatively, walk, 50 feet from their vehicle to where they're activating. I think what I'm designing that's going to suit fine. And what I'm focusing on is durability and efficiency and performance of the antenna.
Right.
With one antenna that you put up and you tune it 10 through 40 meters. One antenna and you got 10 through 40. If I get this design worked out the way I want it and things go well, 75 could be added to it, I think. Within reason, I think could do that. Of course, it's not going to be super efficient at 75. That's going to be a struggle.
Right.
But getting 75 for an activation at all is a struggle. I mean, okay, yeah, you can take a ham stick and do it. But anybody that's played much,
I got a ham stick right there in the corner.
Yeah,
it's a struggle to get.
But if you're going to activate 80, you better be doing late shift if you really want to activate 80.
Oh yeah. You're going to be nighttime, or the delay absorption is going to just eat you alive.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's
my focus right now is 40 through 10, extreme durability. So, you can throw this thing in the trunk of the car, this, that, whatever. It's no little delicate, dainty thing. But I am looking at, trying to keep the weight and stuff down as much as possible. And get this going. It's a struggle. I don't know if, just coming up with designing a wire antenna, throwing them in the air. I've done those for years and played around with different stuff. And I built my own vertical here at the house. It's a simple thing. It's just.
So he did do a 30 Park Grove.
Yeah, I just seen that. Yeah.
Holy cow, 30 Park Grove.
Yep.
I tell you what, when I've activated on 75, man, the guys just love it because they're like, man, I've never got to work a POTA on 80. That's the band I've been really wanting to get some POTA on. And they're like, I'm so glad you activated there.
You almost need it for your N1CC.
What's that?
I have.
So is that a picture of the antenna, Dave?
No, that's my vertical here at the house. No,
okay.
that's not even close to the design I'm working on. That is a full quarter wave for 20 meters, ground mounted quarter wave, and then the 4 wires around it are each, band below that, 17, 15, 12, 10. That's my multi-band here at the house. I've been running the Whisper beacon on that the last couple of days at 500 milliwatts. And everybody's sitting here telling me the bands are crap, they're closed, you can't talk anywhere. But with 500 milliwatts, I'm getting reception reports from South America and Europe and Australia and stuff like that on 20 and 10.
I believe it.
So,
Nice.
But I mean, Whisper runs a crazy long cycle. It's like a 2-minute cycle.
Right.
And the mode of modulating, demodulating is very similar to FT8. So it's extremely robust for weak signal, which is why you only run like 500 milliwatts. There's guys on there that are running, 250 milliwatts. That's a quarter of a watt. But, a half a watt in a robust digital mode, and I'm still getting signal reports for reception of that thing all over the globe. Yeah, you're probably not going to work those stations on single sideband, but there's still some propagation going on for a half a watt to do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, when I actually fired up the radio tonight, when I first got back here, there weren't many people out doing POTA. First one I pulled up on the log, I called out to him once, and he's over there, and he was in Idaho. Oh, let me look at the log. I'll tell you here real quick.
We all sit here and talk about these antennas and all. It's like, don't get hung up on, well, you got to have this antenna or you can't POTA, or you got to have that. Man, if you've got an antenna that works, get out there and put it on the air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and that's part of why I've been playing with these ham sticks and a mag mount, because I want to put some videos together to show new hams that something like the G106 and a pack of those Sharks mini ham sticks. You get 10 through 80 in that package for less than $100.
Absolutely.
Tune them up, get them tuned for your radio, and throw them in the car with a mag mount. Anytime you want to go out, you can go out and throw one of those up on the car on the band, whatever band you want to operate, and use that ham stick.
The only downfall I had when I was running ham sticks for mobile was they're on some bands. Of course, some bands are quite broader than others, or on the lower bands. You don't get a lot of bandwidth. You've got to retune them if you move very far.
No, that's why you want to tune them up at home and figure out where the bandwidth, and hopefully that you don't go out and the bands are totally packed. Kind of like when I took the 6200 out on contest day here a few weeks ago. 5 watts. And if I could have found a spot that I should have found a spot in the band, I could have activated. But trying to use 5 watts with those guys splattering 5 KCs.
Oh, isn't it terrible?
It's hard to get into unless you got 20 watts or more, and everybody got to have 100 watts. There's one S unit between 20 and 100 watts. 20 watts, you'd be amazed the difference between. A lot of people say, well, 20 watts ain't much more than 5. When you actually look at what it does power-wise, propagation, it's a whole lot more.
That's 6 dB.
Yep.
That should be an entire S unit.
But I handicapped myself because when I went out, I didn't take my XPA 125B with me. I should have taken it with me, and I'd have been able to. And like I tell everybody, there's no such thing as a failed activation. It might not have been successful, but it's not failed because you're still out in the park playing radio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Someone on X posted up about doing an activation, and they said, well, I didn't get the activation. As far as that goes, it was a failure. And I replied back to him. I said, yeah, but it's those failures that we learn a lot from. And he replied back, and he's like, you're exactly right.
Yep. It's very true. Well, that's like I've heard guys say, well, I'm just not going to upload my logs because I didn't activate it.
No.
That's the wrong attitude because the hunters still get credit. So
Those parts and stuff like that.
Don't do that to credit people for it. It's just when you look at your activations, it might say 8 out of 9, but you're still getting credit for those QSOs.
Yep.
I had a failed activation simply because I went out late and didn't realize I hit the break of the UTC day. So I thought I had the contacts for the activation, and I wasn't even watching the time. It's like, I got a little bit of free time here. I'm going to run down to the park and activate. And I started like 45 minutes, half hour, something like that before the break. Mm-hmm. And it took a while for everything to get rolling. So I had like 9 contacts, and then I hit the break. Mm-hmm. And then I hit a pile up, and I did like, 20 or however many contacts or something. So that part of it is like great. But when I uploaded it, then it shows me this, well, you've got this many successful and this many attempts. And I'm like, what? And I got looking at it. I was like, oh, I see what happened. Okay. I was like, whatever. I don't care.
Well, that's it.
We were talking about uploading logs, and I brought this up, I believe, last week, but I'm going to bring it up again because I've seen several people comment about it. So let's see if I can bring this up. So they're recommending, and I'm hearing more complaints about this lately. Note, I recommend folks do not upload logs between 3 UTC and 11 UTC. This will minimize the risk of having a log error. I've heard a lot of people having log errors. I didn't have log errors. I did this time frame for a long time, but I started having them, and this is exactly what they said. So from 03 UTC to 11 UTC, they're recommending you do not upload your logs during that time. They're doing maintenance on their database.
Here's my question on that. That's a 7-hour window, and that 0300 is going to be evening here, if I remember correctly. So why, if they know they have an issue with that for their site maintenance, why don't they just have a thing when you go to your log upload stuff that just says, hey, you've got to upload in this time, and just shut that so that's not available as a service at that time?
Well, I've thought several times about they should be doing it differently. That being one of the things. Hey, we're closed for business during these hours. But when you look at all these other companies, when they're doing updates, they don't have to shut things down, and they don't have problems with you submitting whatever you're submitting to XYZ site. I don't know anything about the back end of the POTA app, but I just wanted to bring this out again, and maybe I'll bring it out again next week and get the word out on it. So there's my little spiel on that.
Well, I do know, because I do IT for a living, that database maintenance, as big as their database probably is, does take a while. But I do agree, Dave. I don't know why they couldn't do something. And
There you go.
programmers.
There's the man right there to tell you. He works with POTA. He's one of the IT guys for POTA. So there you go.
Yep. Joe Mock is actually one of the workers on. I believe they're all volunteers, but he works on POTA app. So it is being worked on, and that's great. That's great to know.
Yeah, thank you for throwing that in there, Joe. Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, I can imagine
Good to see
the
you
size of
too,
their,
by the way.
how big their database is, with the amount of people that are in POTA worldwide loading into that database.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a big
I
database.
understand. I could see why they would have trouble, because is there anybody that can honestly say in the first year of POTA they expected to see the exponential growth in it that has happened? I don't think they could. I mean,
No.
to be honest, it's sort of impressive how little trouble they've had with their site and keeping up with the growth that they've seen with POTA. I think they've done an excellent job with it myself.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I hate to do it, but I'm going to back out. We are actually almost 30 minutes over our time, so
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and bail.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I think this would be a good time just to shut things down then, guys.
Well, before we
Dave,
all
it's
go,
been
I
great
do
having
want to
you.
bring one thing up before we
Go ahead.
Okay. This doesn't have to do with POTA, but it's something that me and a friend of mine are working on, and it's going to be we're going to call it the International Fox Hunt. Charlotte over in the UK, her and I are working on the iffies and diffies of this little ham radio event. So the way it's going to go is we're going to be on 40 meters, and she's going to be on 40 meters calling CQ. I'm going to be on 40 meters calling CQ. Anybody from the UK has to contact me with 12 contacts. Anybody from the US, your chore or challenge is to make contact with her. And her call sign, if I remember correctly, is Mike 7 Whiskey Charlie X-Ray.
I believe that's right.
I don't remember it.
I believe that's right. Mike 7 Whiskey Charlie X-Ray.
I only got 3 brain cells up there, and they're all busy right now. I don't remember that.
Yep, that's right.
We're calling it, the reason why we're calling it the International Fox Hunt is because they do fox hunts over there in the UK. They do them over in the UK. We do fox hunts here. They wouldn't mind participating in ours, and we wouldn't mind participating in theirs. Problem is that big old blue body of water that gets in the way. It's hard to drive over to the UK from my house.
Yeah.
So we're devising a little event that's gonna be a good time to get people out on the air and try your hardest to make up a contact or actually get and log a confirmed contact with myself or her. And if somebody requests to be a fox, we're going to welcome that person in to be a fox as well, and they will be able to participate in the fox hunt as well.
You have to get with you on that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So get a hold of me, email me. My email's good on QRZ. I check it once every 6 to 8 years. And
Sonny, give us the times on that.
Okay. So the times are going to be in Charles' time, it's going to be 10 a.m. Okay.
10 a.m. and
UK time. For myself, it's going to be 5 p.m. Monday the 26th is going to be the first one that we're going to attempt. Monday the 26th, I'll be on the air between 5 and 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So if you make a contact with me and you log it into QRZ and confirm that contact, we are going to log everything, and I'll keep a record on my little handy dandy notepad thing here. And Charles and I will get together and take notes.
What do I win?
Me. For
oh boy, you're giving away a POTA point.
Whoopee! Whoopee!
All right.
Alex is like, I get
So
you every
she's
morning.
gonna do hers.
Make comments like that. It makes me want to get with the AI generator and build an STL file and talk to people with 3D printers.
Hmm.
We're gonna make the POTA Boy action figure or something.
There we
Wasn't
go.
it you that did that AI figure
Yes.
of me? Yeah,
Yes.
That's the one I want. The one with the pack of cigarettes and a cup of coffee. That's the one I want. Get on it. Get on it. There's your duties for the week.
All right,
You
gentlemen.
said she was doing hers at 10 a.m. her time.
Yes.
Yep.
When are
I'm
you
not
doing?
getting up at 4 a.m. to get on the radio.
No, that'd be 5 p.m. my time. Eastern.
Yeah, but we're central, so it's 4 a.m.
If
We're
she's
gonna
doing
both
hers
be on
at
at
10 a.m.
10 p.m.
Okay,
no.
you said 10 a.m.
Let me think about this. I got it written down. Mine's going to be 5 p.m.
I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. to get on the radio.
And now you know why we usually use UTC. We just say UTC and everybody can adjust for their time zone.
Yeah,
There you go.
8 hours.
Saturday
8
night,
hours
I've
ahead.
got to do an all-nighter for work, moving servers. I'm off Monday. I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning to get on the radio.
Hey, Dave, no offense, but that's a you problem. This is a radio thing. We got to do
I'm
it.
still not getting up at 4 a.m. to get on the radio.
We're still working out the fine details of it. We talked tonight quite a bit. We're going to get together tomorrow and we're going to talk some more about it. So
now I've got to
figure it
build
out.
a 40-meter vertical here,
There you go.
so I can DX over there.
There you go.
Because
All right, everybody.
is the wrong one.
We should wind it all down here. So, so if you want to come interact with us, I threw it in the chat and it's up here on the screen. We all run over to the Discord after the show, and pretty much all week long we're in there yip-yapping and talking about radio, talking about just whatever the heck we feel about at that time. So come on over there to k5kav.com/Discord. Go ahead, Dave.
I'll warn you, don't go in there before stream show on a night, because Sonny might grab you to say come into the stream. I was supposed to be there next week, was not prepared to be on a stream tonight.
We hope you're prepared next week.
It can happen. It can happen.
Throw in a POTA or two throughout the week, and That'll be our topic. Who made the contact with the Great American Eagle?
Yeah, I've got work during the week, and
Nah,
if it's Saturday morning, I got to take the vehicle in. But if it's snowing and it's snowing the way they're saying it might, sorry, I'm not going out to POTA Park Saturday. I'm gonna stay where it's nice and warm in the house.
Don't blame you there.
Why it was 51 degrees in the weld shop today all day long. They couldn't get the heaters working, but they still cracked the whip.
Well, they expect you'd weld faster.
I was gonna say 51 degrees. When I was still working in fabrication, I wouldn't have mind 51 degrees temperature inside because I hated welding and it being 110 degrees.
Well, you're too busy shivering.
All right, guys, we're gonna kick over to Discord now, and so we'll say our 73s. Anybody have any parting comments?
Yeah, I'd say when you do go over to the Discord, we do hang out in a room called Blanton's.
Yeah, Blanton's. That's where we usually are, and you'll see us just like this, except more raw.
Bring your riot shield and the helmet.
Yes.
Yep.
Pink
For
hats
sure.
if you got 'em.
For
Pink
sure.
hats if you got 'em.
Wear your shirt.
All right, everybody. As I always
Thanks for having
say,
me, guys.
peace, love, and